Hi, and welcome back to Totally Frank. Very excited to have our next guest on. He is creating this really cool concept that we're going to talk about. Mark Livonia, thank you so much for being with us here.
Thank you very much for
Totally
having
Frank
me.
on our premiere show. Mark is a curator for the Dreamt House, which is a concept that I'm going to let Mark tell us about.
Okay. The Dreamt House, it's an evening of art and music, and it's very simply that. Last year, I had created a solo project that included basically me creating a record where I performed on all the instruments and that sort of thing. But it was very avant-garde, and I didn't think people would get it. So I produced videos based on the songs to tell that story and push it along. Again, didn't think people would get it. So then I created an interactive PC game. So with this package together, I thought that the final step would be to perform it live. And I wasn't convinced that this half-hour show people would attend and pay, the $5 or $6 for it to just come see me for 30 minutes. So, admittedly, I'll say it was for very selfish reasons that I got it started. But as I was asking other bands to join me in this night of performance, I also thought, wouldn't it be great, because this is an artistic project that I put together, to bring in community artists, and not necessarily from SUNY Oswego, although they were very welcome to come in. So it turned into 20 artists showing their work, and 4 bands who are, at the time, including myself, were a bit underexposed. And it was last March we threw it, and during an ice storm, over 120 people came, and we had the time of our lives.
Wow.
So the idea behind the Dreamt House is to have people view art and music in an environment that is without judgment, in an environment that the patron is completely relaxed and almost can be vulnerable in a way when they are viewing the music and viewing the art. The example I like to give is that, let's say if you think of an art show in your mind that you go to, there's wine and cheese, and that's fantastic. But there's also a sort of a stuffiness about it, a sort of a looking down one's nose for some reason, when it should really be you connecting with the art.
Right.
And I think it's hard to do in that sort of stuffed shirt setting, although those nights are fun. I've had plenty of good times. And then there's music. Unless you throw your own show in your own venue, the place to play is a bar. And with a bar, people are expecting to hear either cover tunes or music that is very, let's say, almost too accessible. And insofar as that, with the bands that played last year and the ones that are playing this year, they're not necessarily bar bands.
Right.
It's fantastic music, but it shouldn't be performed at a place where people are distracted and there's a lot of loud noise and people caring about other things, like how fast they can get through that fifth. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so you put those two things together, and the last element of the entire show is how to personify that sense of comfort and vulnerability. And it got me to thinking, an artist, no matter what media they work in or medium that they work in, they need a place that is comfortable for them, a place where they get their needs met. And what place is that but home? And it is not until they have that they can step outside of their home or that box to think outside of it and create something beautiful.
Let's talk about a little bit about the music that it's going to be performing there. Adam Haddam, nice name that rhymes there, and the Magnetic Pole. Tell us a little bit about his performance.
Adam Haddam is the band that I'm in. Again, selfish reasons a little bit.
There you go.
I'm the drummer for that band, and it's we'd like to call ourselves Dark Wave, but it's really post-rock. That's the easiest way to put it. The Magnetic Pole, amazing band from Syracuse, who's got a great following, and they do indie sort of ambient rock, think Explosions in the Sky meets a sample machine. 2 other bands that are playing is this one bluesy southern style rock band actually that goes a little bit of the extra mile, which is why I invited them, and they are called The Fount, and they're from Buffalo. And then a brand new band, straight up rock, as far as I can tell so far, the little that I've heard, Frustrated Utopia, and they're from Oswego as well.
Wow. I know we did have some pictures of your last show that you did. I was looking at them and it looks really great. Your art director is Isaac Bidwell.
Yes,
Tell
Isaac.
us about him.
Okay, Isaac Bidwell is from the Hat Factory Art Collective, which is a group of artists who came together for the sole reason of having some sort of sense of community within what they do. So I have asked him to return to help work on the show, and Jasmine Belter, actually, who Mary Avocados had mentioned earlier, she was part of the what I call the Dreamt House residents, the people expediting, putting the show together. And he is heading up how the place is going to look. Now, this is the other important part of the show and what makes it really fun, actually. Talking about that idea of home, what we've done to personify that is to bring in furniture, is to bring in sofas, chairs, you know, beds, end tables, that sort of thing, so people can spread out, be comfortable. You can watch a band in bed, you know, if you want. That's that kind of thing. But I have asked the artists, the visual artists this year, to go the extra mile and to bring something to their area that they'll be showing that will even more bring an intimacy to their work. A quick example, like say an artist worked on a stool that their grandfather had built for them, and they created said piece on the wall in that stool, then that will be placed back a certain number of feet and as by the artist's request to see it. And there's going to be more interactive ways to see the art, so you can get even closer to the artist.
So it's a great place to see art up close and really get the feel of the art, rather than, like you said, than just go into a studio with a glass of wine, just walk around and see it. You get to interact with the art.
And there's going to be
the whole atmosphere is really cool. Yeah, it's a really great concept, and I hope everyone will be able to join Mark and his crew. It's Friday, April 17th at the Elks Lodge here in Oswego from 5:30 to 10:30 p.m. For tickets, you can go where?
You can go to myspace.com/dhshow, and on there is music from all of the bands, and there's a special pre-sale ticket that our artistic director, Isaac Bidwell, made that saves you $1 off of the admission price, but also you get to take a piece of art home with you forever.
Piece of art home with you. How can you pass it out? All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by some musical talent. You're not going to want to miss that. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Totally Frank.